Hello and welcome to the visualization. Still being sound tortured 32 months later since October 2022. And in the midst of me being sound tortured, Robert Card committed a mass shooting in the same locality, Lewiston, Maine. Keep allowing it, watch what happens. This is a global network, and I've been reporting this to a global network for 32 months now. Privately and publicly. Keep it up, watch what happens. Mass coordinated privacy invasion, stalking, vehicular sound pollution, terrorism / warfare, and sound torture war crimes. 32 months later, or so, since October 2022, still happening. Haha 9/11.
It's the fiend becoming heathen. I should probably just be left alone. The meaning of my music, use your body as a stepping stone. This evening I evolved into a god. I can set the tone. The demon want my word, cause I could burn them like I left the stone. Headed to heaven with 7 deadly. The devilish reverend tell me the exodus. Come and carry the rest of them. Tone, I'm scared of a mescaline. Let it bury my exes. I'm cutting carefully. Step to me fucking day to mess with me shit. Kill him instead, fill him with lead. Diligent venom and plagues. Give him a bad pistol to head. Miss me with shit that was said. Sick of the pain, licking the blade, mixing the venom and haze. Sick of the days, bitch, I'm amazed. I've been feminine ways. All I hit this stick, all like 666. All I get this bread. Alright, shit. I don't talk a lot, I'm sleeping, never seek for better. Each 11 peeking through the trees, I gotta keep Berettas. I've been taking it slowly. I've been making moves quiet, staying patient and holy drama, I pray to meet Crowley. Pray to rise above the flames and take my name to the own.
This a magic show, I speak the words, the casket gone. I flick the matches on, I light the candles and they blown. The sin is godly, resurrect the spirits, taking Molly. You living falsely, I could peel the gat, your body falling. I'm speaking to demons and I wanna see me. I'm preaching the truth to the youth and I gone. Fuck with the digging, I come in the scheming, I summon the demon, I'm killing you all. Fuck anybody who come in and slug me, I got me a pistol, I'm shooting the law. I summon the devil and live like a rebel, I listen to metal and stick to a law. I feel a change is coming, come with a gun, cause a fatal function. I sip in and take your life like nothing, the trouble I cause it will give you suffering. I'm feeling the pain, killing the game, evil like coming and staring the pain. Summon the ghost with a rabbit or gold, float with a rose, put a gat in your lane. I'm feeling the flames, beauty I tame, poison I mix and I chant my name. I'm spinning a circle surrounded by flames, speaking a tongue with the feet of a crane. Getting a grip what I need, killing the maze, any of your dreams. Abracadabra, I'm speaking the patterns, he heard me like still put sleep.
I've been taking it slowly. I've been making moves quiet, staying patient and holy.
Oh, and just like my tyrannical mother once said, you only need a few puffs. The one who entrapped me most of my life, all the way to now, 33 years old. Condoning 18 plus months of sound torture at her residence. Hey, you want some money for some smoke? Sure, but I'm still being sound tortured.
I pray to meet Crowley, pray to rise above the flames and take my name to the omen.
Literally, since birth, or even before birth, I've been entrapped by my mom and dad. And the government's overseeing it all, right? The government's allowing it and overseeing it all, huh? Oh yeah, back to the point of this whole live stream. This strain right here is sour diesel crossed with BX3, and I got it from Sinsamela. How do you say it? Or Sinsamela from Lewiston, Maine. It's off of Main Street. I don't know, I can't remember the name of the street, but it's off of Main Street. Take a right on Main Street, or left, depending on where you're coming from. If you're going up Main Street, take a right. If you're going down Main Street, take a left. There's literally people over. There's literally people following me around with vehicles. Specifically, they're following me around with trucks and cars with unmaintained exhaust pipes. Following me around non-stop, revving their engines every time I move my eyeballs, or talk to myself. And they've been doing this to me non-stop for 32 months since October 2022. And while they were doing it to me, Robert Card committed I think I've already said this at the beginning of the stream. Robert Card committed a mass shooting in the same locality, Lewiston, Maine. Now, the reason I just tripped up on my word is because I'm obviously stressed out, starving to death, and being forced to repeat myself over and 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 over while I'm being tortured still. So yeah, kind of hard to fucking stay well spoken. Pardon my French. So, how many times do I have to, like, thousands? Literally thousands of reports, private and public. Hundreds of reports public on YouTube channels. Thousands of reports private to every entity with authority, including local hospitals. 988. I've been calling 988 regularly since August 31st, 2023. Everyone keeps turning a blind eye about me being sound tortured, about people committing mass coordinated privacy invasion, stalking, vehicular sound pollution, terrorism / warfare, because terror is war, and sound torture war crimes. Yeah. Say all that 10 times fast.
Lil Durk in this motherfucker. Oh, gang. Hello. Fam. Hey, what a real niggas at? You know how the mile rockin' with you, nigga, right here. Yeah, only the real ones, you know what I'm saying? Hand on my nigga. Yeah, on my boy. Like the one like you Christmas. If you play with my boy.
Yeah, I just smoked half of a king-size joint and I'm already ripped. Like, if I smoked that whole thing, I would just be like... This is why it's, like, so hard for me to stick to the edibles. Because, like, right now, if I ate an edible while being stoned like this, I'd be like, not falling asleep, but, like, I'd be feeling good. I guess this strain is, I don't know, maybe I'm just going through too much, but I don't really have like a body buzz necessarily from this weed. I guess I probably normally would, but I'm going through a harsh predicament, and I would say discriminatory, not just harsh, and I would say inhumane. Every single, 800,000 plus homeless Americans being forced to live outside with EBT food stamps, no cookware, and most of them probably don't have cell phones. So if they are suicidal and they want to call 988 about their suicidal thoughts or suicide attempts, they can't even do that. And the most suicidal people in America or anywhere would be homeless people. I don't even like to say that. Unhoused people. Unhoused sounds a lot more appropriate and professional. But also not, because people in America should never be unhoused. Meanwhile, you got reality TV shows, sports stars, not that they don't have skill, and all that, living in a mansion with their whole family, having 2 mansions. Or people in my locality, specifically Bates College students, I have more subscribers than their college on YouTube, by the way. They come here and they have a secondary home in my locality, and I can't get housing without having to pay an arm and a leg. So, and I feel weird right now, like, because I have to keep talking about being sound tortured. Like, I'm so political, logical, pure, and I've presented that for the most part. I just can't vocalize it all because it's too much. And then it just keeps going. It keeps intertwining with other things. It keeps changing. It gets better. It gets worse. It gets better, then worse again, and then worse, and then better again. Vice versa. It's like, so politics is unsolvable. It's never ending. The populations keep growing. But as far as anti-corruption, anti-fraudulence, anti-tyranny, logically thinking out general politics and national issues, but also international issues, I don't know much about the international community, but I know general information. I know basic general information. Now, my nation, I know bits and pieces. I know bits and pieces about it. I've been in Maine my whole life. So I don't know all 50 states. And I guarantee most of our citizens in America feel estranged to each other, or estranged. And anyways, 50 states, most of our states are bigger than most countries in the world. We have states that are the sizes of countries, and we have one president per 4 years, possibly 8 years if they double their term and win the second run. So you have one person being glorified and promoted, also doing things, signing papers, meeting people, this, that, and the third. You need more than that, not just mayors and governors. You have 50 countries in your hands. I don't know how many states America has right now, but you have 50 countries in your hands. And then you have allied countries that you perhaps think that you own, or mostly own. I mean, because Donald Trump, or Biden, or one of the two, I think it was Trump, recently was saying, like, yeah, it was Trump, like, oh, NATO needs, all the other allies in NATO need to pay in more for military budget. It's like, or you could all invest in world peace like I have been doing for the past 8 years, within reason, also being a virtual reality warrior, soldier. Virtually, you can engage in warfare safely and not go against family trees and go against the wilderness and the birds. And the nature, the wilderness, the animals. And, you also aren't crazy if you want to jump on GTA and go do a drive-by or run a bunch of people over or go stab somebody or pick up a prostitute or go off radar or activate ghost organization and go run up on another online player and shoot him in his face and then take a selfie with his corpse as a Cyclops while you're wearing your Cyclops fit. Like, you're not bad for that. You're okay. You can do that. Because it doesn't translate. It doesn't, like, not to generalize and be biased, but it doesn't just take a person and say, hey, go do that physically. It doesn't do that. I'm a living example. I'm going through some of the harshest times. And after, I've been playing GTA since I was like 7, 8 years old, 9 years old. So like it was like 7, 8 years old. But at first, when I was introduced to it, I didn't own it, and I always wanted to own it. But I think at the time I only had a PlayStation 1, so I didn't have a PlayStation 2, and I didn't have GTA. Grand Theft Auto 3 at the time was the first one I ever tried. What was my point? But yeah, if you want to smoke some weed in real life, then go on Grand Theft Auto Online and smoke a joint or a bong in Grand Theft Auto Online, and then go, jump in a plane and go fly down and kill other online players, like, while being basically triple high, triple high murder, triple high mass murdering, triple high mass murdering. That's cool. But once you take it into like cyber stalking and you get your friends in cyber stalking people with you, and nah, that's not cool. But, because cyber stalking is a federal crime. So, like, it's a mutual combat zone when you're loading into a Grand Theft Auto 5 Online free mode session, and it's mutual warfare. But at the same time, when you use hacking tools to join my sessions within seconds, if I go to find a new session, and some of these people were capable of joining my session immediately after me, pretty much within 5-10 seconds, it's like, that's where it's like, it's like you're intentionally cyber stalking someone. That's a federal crime. And it's like, I don't wish crimes upon, I don't wish prosecution upon nobody, really, but, I think cyber stalking is a serious issue, and it should be put on a priority list. I mean, that's what they say on the FBI website. Cyber stalking is a federal crime. That's what it says. Seems to be taken serious, right? If anything, cyber stalking for a person like me, as a Grand Theft Auto Online player, should be taken a lot more seriously, because Grand Theft Auto 5 Online is a global network, and people from other countries could be going against me because I'm from this country. I don't know if anybody ever thought of that by now, like, above me, whether, or whatever, like, within law enforcement. But yeah, it's like people go way too deep into things, and they go way too get into this descriptive. They get way too far into things and then forget the foundry, the fundamentals, the basics. And like, I don't even know what the hell I was just saying. Like the threat of me being a public figure for a global network and people cyber stalking, but also possibly stalking. Like, no, we're not into that, because I don't do that to nobody. But I mean, like the sound torture thing, like, I don't mind to publicly admit it, but legit, like, I don't want no problems, right? Like with New York, right? And all that. You feel me? But at the same time, if people are gonna keep torturing me for almost 3 years, I'm gonna ride around on my e-bike with a turban on the front of it. And not that the turban matters, and I'm gonna say haha 9/11 to people. And then I'm also gonna call 988, and I'm gonna say haha 9/11 to them. Now, it's not disorderly conduct, and it's not terrorism, because, well, you should back off that word, because war is terror. The only thing that I would agree with when it comes to terror is a mass shooting. A mass shooting is terror. I guess, like a suicide bombing is like, what's the difference between a mass shooting and, I mean, they're terror acts. It's generalized through terror acts, but it's like, I don't know. Now I'm trying to think it out, but it's like, because like warfare are war and warfare is mass shootings and bombings for the most part. Like, not for the most part, but there's aspects to war and warfare, and there are times during war and warfare where it's like, so we're terrorists. Like, we fucking nuclear bombed. I mean, it was active warfare, but it was like, we nuclear bombed Japan twice, and it's like, that, I don't know, like, yeah, we can't, like, make up for that necessarily for the most part, but it's like, anyways, I don't even know, I'm so stoned, but, you know, as I keep saying, like, I don't want to go around saying that, but if people keep torturing me, what else am I going to do after thousands of reports? So, whoever I've already offended, if I don't know, I can't admit to anything, right? It's my right to remain silent. I didn't do it, and I don't plan to do it. I was just saying that because, like, you know what I'm saying? I can. It's free speech. I'm gonna climb a tree. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna climb a tree. I'm gonna climb every tree. I'm gonna climb them all. But yeah, I don't know. This is me, and I don't want to look. So I'm gonna hide. I'm a real Cyclops. But it's like warfare. So back to like mass shooting. Like, yeah, like, I don't know, like, anyways, yeah, terror and terrorism, terroristic, those words should be just summed up to, like, war, right? I mean, like, except within one exception of, like, a mass shooting, it's hard to think of it from two different angles, because, like, people do suicide bombings for their culture and for their religion, or just because they're fucking pissed off. Pardon my French. And it's like, that's their version of a mass shooting. They just sacrificed themselves. Maybe because they are in a systematic routine of being cowardly and trying to escape their guilt. If they were to do a mass shooting, they wouldn't be able to escape their guilt for years throughout their life, I'm sure. And it's like, but, you know, as far as the religion part goes, it's like, you know, you're promised to go to heaven through Allah if you do it, you know, not to, like, you know, I don't mean to, like, talk about anybody else's culture I don't know much about, but, you know, it's like you're promised things when you do the suicide bombings. And then, but when you look at Japan and what they did in 1941, they kamikaze bombed us with planes at Pearl Harbor. It was a military, I think, versus military attack, essentially. It was a military harbor, I guess, or whatever. But it's still an act of quote-unquote terror. It's kamikaze plane attacks. And then 60 years later, that took 2,600 people during Pearl Harbor, from what I saw online. 2,600 people in 1941. Terror type attack, kamikaze plane bombings. 60 years later, 9/11 happens. Al-Qaeda kills 3,000 people. But also America kills 3,000 people fundamentally, or whatever. You put 3,000 people in two buildings and didn't think that those buildings could be targeted. I mean, you just assumed they wouldn't be targeted. That's not your duty to assume. Your duty is to protect. And you didn't protect your citizens. You put them in those two buildings and you misled them with the idea of up-and-coming, newly founded or created technologies, computers, basically. And you said, look, you not only can you have like a computer at home, but look, you can have one at work. So these people are at work sending and receiving emails or whatever they're doing, creating documents and this, that, and the third on a basic level from a basic understanding. And then they're sending and receiving phone calls. So you have people using new high-tech phones, high-tech computers, or maybe more modern than some of the commercial ones, and like for home use, maybe they were better than for home use, just like military or NASA, space people. They always have the best stuff, or the higher up law enforcement, they always have the best stuff. Maybe the World Trade Centers had some high-tech stuff. I know they had hella restaurants or whatever, this, that, and the third, parking garage, whatever. They had a whole bunch of whatever. They had a hella stuff. I looked into it, I guess. I forget all details, but they had like hella restaurants, hella square feet, big old 2 buildings. And then they go down because of CIA's connection to Osama bin Laden. Something went wrong, but CIA used, I don't know, I don't want to say used, CIA, CIA associated with Osama bin Laden so he would fight against the Soviet Union or whatever, maybe other reasons, but that's part of the reason. And they, in Afghanistan, Osama bin Laden essentially defeats the Soviet Union, from what I understand. They retreat, essentially, so they were defeated. And Osama, I guess, very shortly after that, and the CIA, their something went wrong. I don't know, I forget how I used to say it, but the something went wrong between the CIA and Osama. I think I said something like their ties went sour. I don't know how to say it. I forget how I used to say it. But something went wrong, and then for apparently 10 years, Al-Qaeda, led by Osama bin Laden and others, I guess, but he founded it, I guess. But he's from Saudi Arabia. That's his homeland, and he still has family in Saudi Arabia. I guess Saudi Arabia maybe didn't like the fact that he did what he did. I don't know, so I don't think they wanted him to live there or whatever. I don't know. Now, for 10 years, they planned 9/11 from 1991 to 2001, according to what I hear. And then they do it. But kamikaze plane, they took commercial, and okay, so that's one of the worst parts, and I'll agree with that, but it's still part of war. I mean, you get spies, you get spies into another nation, and then the spies don't only use, they don't only transmit information, they also are spies at war willing to engage in warfare. Like spies will do a suicide bombing, I'm pretty sure. Like, it's like not far-fetched. And so I'm not trying to defend them, but legally and lawfully and logically, just because they stole a commercial plane to do a suicide bombing with passengers in it doesn't mean that it's not still part of warfare. It's still warfare. And the way that this country labeled it as a quote-unquote war on terror and started to label people terrorists and certain organizations terrorist organizations is completely fraudulent, and I can't agree with it. So now what? I deserve to be assassinated? No, not cool. I deserve to be stalked, and I don't know, like, there's not just one thing, but it's like, basically what I'm saying is Japan is no different than Al-Qaeda. When the 9/11 hijackers, and 16 of them were from Saudi Arabia, it's not just Osama and Al-Qaeda responsible. It's a full, if we're talking who's responsible, America put those people in the buildings unsafely, and really should have just rapidly evolved automation and robotics to ensure people wouldn't have to ever work again. And so America is responsible, and then you got CIA, then you have Saudi Arabia, Al-Qaeda and in leadership or whatnot, the founder of Al-Qaeda, Osama bin Laden. So, you can't just blame, what I'm trying to say is you can't just blame Osama bin Laden and Al-Qaeda and label them terrorists and start labeling ISIS and Islamic State terrorists. I mean, that was some brutal shit. I actually, I think it's, I don't know, it's messed up, right? But like in a virtual reality sense, and like I'm a gamer, it's like that was pretty, I can't say it, but that was very controversial and interesting, very like horror, like I just have to say it like that, like brutal. And it's like if that was in a movie, it'd be like, oh, that's badass, but it's like, so I don't know. I feel weird now because like I'm just trying to smoke a joint and then I'm like getting all political. And really at the beginning I'm talking about how I'm still being tortured, and it's like I don't want to talk about that anymore. I literally talked to people about it and they're just like, they don't know what to think. They don't know if they could believe me or not. I'm sick of dealing with it. So I don't want to ride around saying haha 9/11 on my e-bike, but it's like I guarantee if I call the Supreme Court, they're going to be like, sorry, Trump has us by the balls. We don't believe you. I'm like, all right, up the railroad it is then. Like, I'll have to be another Edward Snowden and go to Canada and fly out to China, get deported to Russia. I don't know, but this weed's pretty good. But seriously though, like, like, shout out to like everyone involved in 9/11 and all that and Pearl Harbor, because like you helped me make a comparison, and World War II, this is pretty much World War III. Fucking, I mean, at this point it's like World War III. We're just not really at war. At this point it's just like hella tariffs, hella hacking, hella secretive drone striking. So it's like, yeah, like we are at war and we're paying for it and we're working for it. Why do you think minimum wage was $7.50? Like in my younger adult years, it was $7.50, $7.50 an hour. Terrible pay. That's the federal government. I mean, they don't have to mandate a minimum wage either, but you could also realize that the lower class need help rehabilitating. Literally recognize that and have some empathy for that and see that there's mass homelessness, and you could have raised that minimum wage to like $40 an hour to say, hey, we are the federal government and we don't want people to be unhoused. Like, bro, like I only have so much battery life on my phone, but don't make me get into it, because I will. Like, I'll start a live stream right now and I don't even need to pull out my document, and I'll sit here and expose this whole government like in like 50 ways. And then I'll collaborate with other people who are activists and be like, let's compile. Let's do a podcast. Let's do a stream. What is it? StreamYard with like 18 people on this. Like, was it like 10 people, 15 people can stream at once? A video chat stream. It's raining out, but I want to go get some more weed. Somebody give me a ride. Oh man, I gotta close my tent. So yeah, I don't know. Before I get copyright stricken 1,000 times, I'm about to end this. Right? I can't just chill and speak my mind because I'm afraid of copyright strikes. That's some genocidal type activity of the mind. Without your mind, you have nothing.
I done figured this shit out of you niggas gon' bite on my swag as a virus. I done swag it, I pull up on bitches dressed in all white like Miley Cyrus. Yeah, knowing I gay, I fuck bitches on bitches. I whip out, she suck on my private. Psyche, little nigga play, I'ma catch him down bad in the stick, I'm folding like a wallet. Ooh, I swear to God, it's only one of me and these bitches 3D like a jolly. Ooh, I'm walking through it like tons of the ones and these bitches grabbing them at follies. Ooh, fuck nigga try me, I swear I got little wood and pull up and pop at it nagging. Bitch, I got water on, look like I'm fresh from Hawaii. Having the time of my motherfucking life. I'm about everything I want, I can't think twice. You can turn the ice straight off, baby, I'm having ice. Having it as long as I live with one way. Hey, time. Yeah, Hey, ooh, cause I